Well, two human rights groups released a report today alleging that roughly 250 Venezuelan men sent by the Trump administration to an infamous prison in El Salvador earlier this year faced mistreatment and abuse. CBS News immigration and politics reporter Camilo Montoya-Galvez has the details.
Torture, arbitrary detention, and enforced disappearance. That is how human rights investigators are describing the treatment of more than 200 Venezuelan migrants deported by the U.S. to El Salvador back in March. The deportees were held at a notorious mega prison known as CECOT for months before being returned to Venezuela in July as part of a prisoner swap brokered by the U.S. An investigation by two human rights groups released today found the detainees were victims of constant beatings by prison officials, as well as other forms of mistreatment, including some cases of sexual abuse. Investigators argue some of these cases constitute torture under international law. Citing interviews with 40 of the Venezuelan men held at the mega prison, the report released today said detainees also faced inhumane conditions and that they were held incommunicado without sufficient access to food, medical care, and basic hygiene. Importantly, the investigation also raises questions about what the Trump administration has said about the men held in CECOT. The U.S. has accused them of being dangerous criminals and members of Tren de Aragua, a criminal gang in Venezuela. But back in March, CBS News was first to obtain and publish the list of the men sent to CECOT. And using that list, we found that many of the deportees did not in fact have any apparent criminal record, despite the administration's allegations. Investigators today said they also found most of the detainees did not have any criminal convictions in the U.S., Venezuela, or other countries in Latin America. The investigation accuses the U.S. of being complicit in the reported abuses, noting the Trump administration gave El Salvador $4.7 million in March, including to detain Venezuelan deportees from the U.S. The White House did not address the allegations in the report, but said the Trump administration is focused on deporting criminals from the U.S. Back to you.
Camilo, thank you.